Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganaraganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Sya Om Jnana Timaranda Shyagyana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurava Bhistam Supurakam Guraganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samastaveda Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanagam Govinda Abhidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwagurun Shah Divyat Bhagavat Premna Vebija Pranam Devam Divyatanum Suchanda Varanam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim Shri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Varam Bandetam Shubharam Madeka Shananam Nyashishwara Shridharam Vanshakopatarubyas Chakripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahamaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratabhishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami with translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is Madhya-lila Chapter 1, the later pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yasya prasada agyopi sadya sarva gyatam brajet sa Shri Chaitanya Devo me Bhagavan samprasidatu. Even a person with no knowledge can immediately acquire all knowledge simply by the benediction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore I am praying to the Lord for his causeless mercy upon me. Even a person with no knowledge can immediately acquire all knowledge simply by the benediction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore I am praying to the Lord for his causeless mercy upon me. Bande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sahodito Goradaye Pushpavanto Chitro Shando Tamonudo Bande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Goradaye Pushpavanto Chitro Shando Tamonudo. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and moon. They have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Gauda to dissipate the darkness of ignorance and thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. The horizon of Gauda refers to Bengal. Jayatam surato pangormama manda matergati matsarvasva parambojo radhamarana mohano. Glory to the all-merciful Radha and Madan Mohan. I am lame and ill-advised, yet they are my directors, and their lotus feet are everything to me. Glory to the all-merciful Radha and Madan Mohan. I am lame and ill-advised, yet they are my directors, and their lotus feet are everything to me. So Shri Radha Madan Mohan, that's the predominating deities of Sambandha, or relationship with the Lord, and those are the deities of Sanatan Goswami. Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadruma Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanasto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prashtalibi Sevyamano Smarami. In a temple of jewels in Vrindavan underneath a desire tree, Sri Radha Govinda, served by their most confidential associates, sit upon an effulgent throne. I offer my humble obeisances unto them. So this refers to Shri Radha Govinda, the deities of Srila Rupa Goswami, but it also refers to the Divine Lord sitting with Srimati Radharani underneath a desire tree and on a throne underneath a desire tree in Vrindavan. Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Vam Shivata Tatastita Karshan Venusvanar Gopir Gopinata Shriyestuna May Gopinathji, who attracts all the gopis with the song of his flute, and who has begun the most melodious rasa dance on the bank of the Jamuna in Vamshivat, be merciful upon us. So the previous verse about Radha Govinda, they are the deities of Rupa Goswami, and they are related with Abhideya, engagement in devotional service, and this is referring to Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, who are the deities of prayojan, or the goal, which is love of Godhead. Jaya Jaya Gora Chandra, Jaya Kripa Sindhu, Jaya Jaya Sachi Sutta, Jaya Dina Bandhu. All glories unto Sri Gorahari, who is an ocean of mercy. All glories unto you, the son of Sachi Devi, for you are the only friend of all fallen souls. So Sri Gorahari, of course, referring to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the son of Mother Sachi. Jaya Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Srivasadi, Jaya Gora Bhakta Brinda. All glories unto Sri Nityananda and Sri Advaita Prabhu, and all glories unto all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, headed by Srivas Thakur. Purave Kohilun Adi Leela Sutragan Jaha Mistari Jachan Dasha Brindavan. I previously described in synopsis the Adi Leela, initial pastimes, which have already been fully described by Vrindavan Das Thakur. So, synopsis is the translation for sutras. Sutras are verses which summarize. It's Krishnadas Kaviraj says he hasn't developed in detail the events of the Adi Leela, although he has described incidents which weren't previously narrated by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur and Chaitanya Bhagavad. But he says, I've given a resume of the initial Leela, the Adi Leela, and that came in the form of chapters 13 to 17, describing Mahaprabhu, his growth, his activities until he took sannyas. But really, the bulk of the work, or the importance of this work, as Krishnadas Kaviraj is related, is that the devotees wanted to hear the later pastimes of Mahaprabhu after he took sannyas, which weren't described in so much detail by Vrindavan Das Thakur. So now we're starting with that Madhya-lila, which is after Mahaprabhu takes sannyas. Atevatara Ami Sutra Matra Koilun Jaikichu Vishesha Sutra Madhye Kohilun. I have therefore given only a synopsis of those incidents of the Adi Leela, and whatever specifics were to be related have already been given in that synopsis. Ebe kohe sheish lilar mukya sutragan prabhura seisha lila najai varnan. To describe the unlimited pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not possible, but I now wish to relate the chief incidents and give a synopsis of those pastimes occurring at the end. So, previously, Krishnadas Kaviraj says, previously I described in form of sutras, a synopsis, the activities of the Adi Leela. And he says, now I'll give a synopsis of the later pastimes, especially those occurred toward the end of Mahaprabhu's time in this world. But it is not that he's only going to describe that briefly. For now he's describing briefly, but later he'll expand that. But this is the way he wants to approach presenting the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. First give some indication of what will be later developed. Taramadye che bhaga dasha brindavan, Chaitanya mangale vishtari korila barnan, Seva gara iha sutra matra likiba, tahanje vishesha kichu ihan vistariba. I shall describe only in synopsis that portion which Vrindavan Das Thakur has described very elaborately in his book Chaitanya Mangal. Whatever incidents are outstanding, however, I shall later elaborate. Chaitanya Lilaram Vyasa Dasha Brindavan Taragyaya Karun Taru Chishta Charban. Actually, the authorized compiler of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Srila Vrindavan Das. the incarnation of Vyasadeva. Only upon his orders am I trying to chew the remnants of food that he has left. So before proceeding, Krishnadas Kaviraj is stating that he is giving his obeisances to Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, who previously wrote Chaitanya Bhagavat, and saying he's given the real compilation of the pastimes of Mahaprabhu, but now I will expand those pastimes, which he has not described in detail. Bhakti Kori Shiridori Tahara Charan Seshalila Rasutragan Koriye Varnan. Placing his lotus feet upon my head in great devotion, I shall now describe in summary the Lord's final pastimes. Chabisha Batsara Prabhu Grihe Abastan Tahanje Korila Lila Adi Lila Nam. For 24 years, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at home, and whatever pastimes he performed during that time are called the Adi Lila. Chabish Vatsara Seshe Je Magamash Tarashukla Pake Prabhu Korila Sanyas. At the end of his 24th year, in the month of Magh, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, the Lord accepted the renounced order of life, sannyas. And push that focus button. Shabdish Vatsaraseshe Je Magamash Tarashuka Pake Prabhu Korila Sanyas. At the end of his 24th year, in the month of Magh, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, the Lord accepted the renounced order of life, sannyas. So, the month of Magh is around January, and the fortnight of the waxing moon means after Amavasya, new moon. The waning moon is after Purnima. The moon is getting smaller, and after Amavasya, which new moon, or when the moon is not visible, after that fortnight is called the waxing fortnight. At the end of his 24th year in the month of Magh, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, the Lord accepted the renounced order of life, sannyas. Sannyas Koriya Chabish Vatsara Abastan Tahanje Lila Dara Sesha Lila Nam. After accepting sannyas, Lord Chaitanya remained within the material world for another 24 years. Within this period, whatever pastimes he enacted are called the Sesha Lila, or pastimes at the end. Sesh Lila Madhya Ancha Duina Mahoy Lila Bede Vaishnavasab Nama Beda Koi. The final pastimes of the Lord occurring in his last 24 years are called Madhya, middle, and Ancha, final. All the devotees of the Lord refer to his pastimes according to these divisions. So, the cumulative pastimes of the Madhya and Antya Lila, they're called the Sesha Lila, that after he took sannyas, the final pastimes, but it's divided first into Madhya, middle portion, and Antya, the final portion. Tara Madhya Chai Batsara Gamana Gaman Nilachala Godas Edubanda Brindavan. For 6 years of the 24, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled all over India, from Jagannath Puri to Bengal, and from Cape Comorin to Vrindavan.
From where?
I will explain. For 6 years of the last 24, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled all over India, from Jagannath Puri to Bengal. So he went to Jagannath Puri after he took sannyas. So then he's traveling to Bengal. And from Cape Comorin, actually Cape Comorin is translation for Setubanda. That means the very southern part, the very most southern part of India. Before, then there's the ocean, and then there's Sri Lanka, or Ceylon. So he went all the way to the furthermost southern part of India, to South India, and then he went to Vrindavan. Tahanje Lila Tara Madhya Lila Nam Tarapache Lila Antya Lila Abhiman. Pardon me. Tahanje lila taram Madhya-lila nam tarapache lila Antya-lila Abidan. All the pastimes performed by the Lord in those places are known as the Madhya-lila, and whatever pastimes were performed after that are called the Antya-lila. So when Mahaprabhu is traveling, he's now in Jagannath Puri. When he goes to Bengal, when he goes to South India, when he travels up north, further north and west to Vrindavan, that time of when Mahaprabhu is extensively traveling, that is called the Madhya-lila. And any lila, and whatever pastimes were performed after that are called the Antya-lila. And the Antya-lila is happening when Mahaprabhu stays in Jagannath Puri after traveling to different places in India. Adi lila, Madhya-lila, Antya-lila are, Ebe Madhya-lila, Kichu Koraye Bistar. The pastimes of the Lord are therefore divided into three periods, the Adi Lila, Madhya-lila, and Antya-lila. Now I shall very elaborately describe the Madhya-lila. Ashtadasha Varsha Kebala Nilachali Stiti Apanaya Chare Jive Shikaila Bhakti. For 18 continuous years, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at Jagannath Puri through his personal behavior and instructed all living entities in the mode of devotional service. So those are his final years. For 18 continuous years, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at Jagannath Puri and through his personal behavior instructed all living entities in the mode of devotional service. Taramadye Chai Batsara Bhaktagan Sange Prima Bhakti Pravartaila Nritya Gita Range. Of these 18 years at Jagannath Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent 6 years with his many devotees. By chanting and dancing, he introduced the loving service of the Lord. Nityananda Gosaire Pataila Goda Deshe Teho Goda Desha Masaila Prima Rase. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent Nityananda Prabhu from Jagannath Puri to Bengal, which is known as Goda Desh, and Lord Nityananda Prabhu overflooded that country with the transcendental loving service of the Lord. So it says 18 years Mahaprabhu stayed at Jagannath Puri, and he of these 18 years, this first 6 years of those, he spent with his many devotees chanting and dancing and introducing loving service of the Lord. He's also sent Nityananda Prabhu to Bengal to preach there. So, but before those 18 years, there are 6 years when Mahaprabhu traveled. That is the Madhya-lila. Sabajay Nityananda Krishna Premodam. Sahajay Nityananda Krishna Premodam. Prabhu Agyaya Koila Chahan Tahan Premodan. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is by nature very much inspired, rendering transcendental loving service to Lord Krishna. Now being ordered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he described this loving service anywhere and everywhere. Tahara Charane Mora Koti Namaskar Chaitanya Bhakti Jeho Lao Jaila Samsar. I offer innumerable obeisances unto the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who is so kind that he spread the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world. Chaitanya Gosai Jare Bole Borabai Teho Kohe Mora Prabhu Chaitanya Gosai. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to address Nityananda Prabhu as his elder brother, whereas Nityananda Prabhu addressed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his Lord. Jajapi apane hoye Prabhu Balaram Tatapi Chaitanya Kore Dashabhiman. Although Nityananda Prabhu is none other than Balaram himself, he nonetheless always thinks of himself as the eternal servant of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Seva, Chaitanya Gao, Lao Chaitanya Nam, Chaitanya Jai Bhakti Kore Se Morapran. Nityananda Prabhu requested everyone to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chant his glories, and utter his name. Nityananda Prabhu claimed that person to be his life and soul, who rendered devotional service unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Emata Loke Chaitanya Bhakti Lao Jaila Dinahina Nindaka Sabare Nishtarila. So Nityananda Prabhu was asked to spread the holy name, but Nityananda in turn asked everyone to chant the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Himata Loke Chaitanya Bhakti Lo Jaila Dinahina Nindaka Sabare Nishtarila. In this way, Srila Nityananda Prabhu introduced the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to everyone without discrimination. Even though the people were fallen souls and blasphemers, they were delivered by this process. Tabe Prabhu Braje Pataila Rupa Sanatan Prabhu Agyaya Dui Bhai Aila Vrindavan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then sent the two brothers, Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatan Goswami, to Braja, to Vrindavan. By his order, they went to Sri Vrindavan Dham. Bhakti Pracharya Sarva Tirtha Prakashila Marangopa Govindara Seva Pracharila. After going to Vrindavan, the brothers preached devotional service and discovered many places of pilgrimage. They specifically initiated the service of Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan and Shri Shri Radha Govinda. Nanashastra Anikoila Bhakti Granthasar Muda Adama Janare Teho Korila Nishtar. Both Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami brought various scriptures to Vrindavan and collected the essence of these by compiling many scriptures on devotional service. In this way, they delivered all rascals and fallen souls. So here, these are the principal events of Mahaprabhu after he's taken sannyas. He's traveling, and then he's sending Nityananda Prabhu to Bengal to preach, and he's asking and sending Sanatan and Rupa Goswami to Vrindavan. They compiled many scriptures, and they became Shastra Gurus under the instruction of Mahaprabhu. They wrote many scriptures to help people understand what is Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the path of worship given by Mahaprabhu. Prabhu Agyaya Koila Sab Shastra Rabichar Brajara Niguda Bhakti Korila Prachar. The Goswamis carried out the preaching work of devotional service on the basis of an analytical study of all confidential Vedic literatures. This was in compliance with the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus one can understand the most confidential devotional service of Vrindavan. Hari Bhakti Vilas Ara Bhagavatamrita Dashama Tipani Ara Dashama Charita. Some of the books compiled by Srila Sanatan Goswami were the Hari Bhakti Vilas, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Dashama Tipani, and Dashama Charita. Some of the books compiled by Srila Sanatan Goswami were the Hari Bhakti Vilas, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Dashama Tipani, and Dashama Charita. Asab Granta Koila Gosai Sanatan Rupa Gosai Koila Jat K. Karuganan. We have already given the names of 4 books compiled by Sanatan Goswami. Similarly, Srila Rupa Goswami has also compiled many books which no one can even count. Pradana Kichu Koraye Ganan Laka Grante Koila Braja Vilasa Varnan. I shall therefore enumerate the chief books compiled by Srila Rupa Goswami. He has described the pastimes of Vrindavan in 100,000 verses. Rasamrita Sindhuara Vidagda Madhava Ujjwala Nilamani Ara Lalita Madhava. The books compiled by Sri Rupa Goswami include the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Vidagda Madhava, Ujjwala Nilamani, and Lalita Madhava. Danakeli Komudiyara Bahustavali. Dasha Kedi Komudiyara Bahustavali. Ashtadasha Lila Chanda. Arapadhyavali Govinda Virudavali Tahara Lakan. Mathura Mahatmya Ara Nataka Varnan. Srila Rupa Goswami also compiled the Dhanakeli Kaumudi, Stavavali, Leela Chanda, Padyavali, Govinda Virudavali, Mathura Mahatmya, and Nataka Varnan. Lagu Bhagavatamritadi Ke Karuganan, Sarvatra Korila Brajal Vilasa Varnan. Who can count the rest of the books headed by the Lagu Bhagavatamrita, written by Srila Rupa Goswami? He has described the pastimes of Vrindavan in all of them. Tara Bratus Putranam Sri Jiva Gosai Jata Bhakti Granta Koila Tara Antya Tara Antanai Tara Bratus Putranam Sri Jiva Gosai Jata Bhakti Granta Koila Tara Antanai. Srila Rupa Goswami's nephew, Srila Jiva Goswami, has compiled so many books on devotional service that there is no counting them. So Rupa and Sanatan Goswami are the... Sanatan Goswami is the elder brother, Rupa Goswami the middle brother, and they both became renunciants and were sent to Vrindavan. Their younger brother was Anupama, or Sri Vallabha, and he had one son, and that son later became Srila Jiva Goswami. Anupama passed away, but Jiva Goswami also went to Vrindavan to join his uncles, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, and he also compiled many literatures. They were all, and had also many disciples, Jiva Goswami. Rupa, Sanatan, and Jiva, they were in Vrindavan, and they were deputed by Mahaprabhu to present his teachings in the form of Shastra, in the form of books and literatures. So Sanatan Goswami is considered a Sambandha Guru, and he wrote books which have been mentioned here, which especially Hari Bhakti Vilas, which was instructions on how Vaishnavas should live their worship, what they should do, kind of a book of instructions for the Vaishnavas. Then he also gave the book Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Brihad Bhagavatamrita gives descriptions of different levels of devotional service. What is the distinction between the levels? But it's presented in a very, very beautiful way. One of the stories concerns Gopakumar, who's going from different planets until he eventually, he's not satisfied until he finally attains the planet of Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna welcomes him. So it explains, while Gopakumar is traveling, that's in half of the book, and showing the superior levels of different forms. First there's levels on the level of karma, and then gyan, and then karma, then...
It's a very beautiful story, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Story.
So that's Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Then Rupa Goswami wrote many, many books, but it's mentioned Vidagdha Madhava, Lalita Madhava, which Vidagdha Madhava occurring in Vrindavan, Lalita Madhava is in Dwarka, Mathura and Dwarka. And in those Vidagdha Madhava and Lalita Madhava, they're in the form of what's called nataks. Nataks are dramas with dancing in them. So, and then Jiva Goswami, he also presented many, many, many literatures. So those three, Sanatan Goswami, Rupa Goswami, and Jiva Goswami compiled many, many books to substantiate Mahaprabhu's vision of devotional service and bhakti yoga based on corroborated by the various literatures and presenting in a very nice way Mahaprabhu's teachings. Tara Bratus Putranam Sri Jiva Goswami Jata Bhakti Granta Koila Tara Antanai. Sri Rupa Goswami's nephew, Sri Jiva Goswami, has compiled so many books on devotional service that there is no counting them. Sri Bhagavat Sandarbhanama Granta Bishtar Bhakti Siddhan Teratate Dekai Jachana Bhar. In Sri Bhagavat Sandarbha, Srila Jiva Goswami has written conclusively about the ultimate end of devotional service. Gopala Champuname Granta Mahasura Gopala Champuname Granta Mahasur Madhya-lila Stapana Jahe Braja Rasapur. The most famous and formidable transcendental literature is the book named Gopala Champu. In this book, the eternal pastimes of the Lord are established and the transcendental rasas enjoyed in Vrindavan are completely described. Ematanana Granta Korea Prakash Goshti Sahite Koila Vrindavane Bas. Thus Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and their nephew Srila Jiva Goswami, as well as practically all of their family members, lived in Vrindavan and published important books on devotional service. Pratama Vatsare Advaitari Bhaktagan Prabhure Dekite Koila Niladri Gaman. The first year after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the renounced order of life, sannyas, all the devotees headed by Sri Advaita Prabhu went to see the Lord at Jagannath Puri. So after Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he was initially going to go to Vrindavan, but then Nityananda tricked him and brought him to Advaita Acharya's house in Shantipur. And there all the devotees from Navadip came to meet with Mahaprabhu. At that time, Mother Sachi came with the devotees, and they were there for about 10 days at the house of Advaita Acharya. But Mother Sachi specifically asked that Mahaprabhu not go so far away, but he couldn't remain at home because he had taken sannyas. That would not be correct. But Sachi Devi asked Mahaprabhu to instead go to Jagannath Puri. So Mahaprabhu accepted her request and he went to Jagannath Puri. And it says here in the first year, after he was in Jagannath Puri, the devotees from Bengal went to see him. Rathayatra Dekitahan Rohila Charimas Prabhu Sange Nrityagita Parama Ulas. After attending the Rathayatra ceremony at Jagannath Puri, all the devotees remained there for 4 months, greatly enjoying the company of Mahaprabhu by performing kirtan, chanting and dancing. So they went there for the Rathayatra, and they stayed for 4 months. That 4 months is called Chaturmas, which means 4 months. It's principally during the rainy season. People don't travel so much. They would stay in Jagannath Puri, those 4 months being with Mahaprabhu. So, as per Sachi Devi's request, Mahaprabhu is in Jagannath Puri, so the devotees can see him. They still have to travel. In those days, they're traveling by foot, and it would take some days to get to Jagannath Puri. But they were led by Shivananda Sen, and they were very happy, and they came to stay there for some time with Mahaprabhu. Vidaya Samaya Prabhu Korila Sabare Pratyabda Ashibe Sabe Gundicha Dekibare. At the time of departure, the Lord requested all the devotees, please come here every year to see the Rathayatra festival of Lord Jagannath's journey to the Gundicha temple. Prabhu Agyaya Bhaktagan Pratyabda Asya Gundicha Dekiya Jana Prabhu Re Miliya. Following the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees used to visit Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every year. They would see the Gundicha festival at Jagannath Puri and then return home after 4 months. Vimshati Vatsara Aiche Koila Gatagati Anonye Duhara Duha Binana Histiti. For 20 consecutive years, this meeting took place, and the situation became so intense that the Lord and the devotees could not be happy without meeting one another. Seshara Jai Rahe Dwarasha Batsar Krishnara Viraha Lila Prabhura Antar. The last 12 years were simply devoted to relishing the pastimes of Krishna in separation within the heart of the Lord. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed the position of the gopis in separation from Krishna. When Krishna left the gopis and went to Mathura, the gopis cried for him the rest of their lives, feeling intense separation from him. This ecstatic feeling of separation was specifically advocated by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through his actual demonstrations. So that's the Lord's teaching of service and separation, where the sahajias, they're imitators, and they bring the divine pastimes of the Lord into the mud of their own calculative devotion, which they imitate, the Lord and the gopis. Mahaprabhu preferred the mood of the gopis to serve the Lord in separation, not to imitate as the sahajias do. Nirantara Ratri Dina Viraha Unmade Hashikande Nachigai Parama Vishade. In the attitude of separation, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared mad both day and night. Sometimes he laughed, and sometimes he cried, sometimes he danced, and sometimes he chanted in great sorrow. Chikali Korana Jagannath Darshan Mane Babe Kuruketre Panachi Milan. At those times, Mahaprabhu would visit Lord Jagannath, and his feelings exactly corresponded to those of the gopis when they saw Krishna at Kurukshetra. After a long separation, Krishna had come to Kurukshetra with his brother and sister to visit. When Krishna was, so this is referring to Krishna's pastimes, when Krishna was performing yajna sacrifice at Kurukshetra, he invited all the inhabitants of Vrindavan to come see him. Lord Chaitanya's heart was always filled with separation from Krishna, but as soon as he had the opportunity to visit the Jagannath temple, he became fully absorbed in the thoughts of the gopis who came to see Krishna at Kurukshetra. So Krishna's meeting with the residents of Vrindavan in particular is during the time of a solar eclipse, and they all went. Krishna went with chariots and soldiers and queens from Dwarka, and the residents of Vrindavan, they traveled also to Kurukshetra. There they saw Krishna. But even though they were near Krishna, there was still the feeling of great separation, because the mood of the residents of Vrindavan is to be with Krishna playing his flute as a cowherd boy. But that Krishna who came from Dwarka, he comes as a prince and with much regalia. So they are close to Krishna, but at the same time they're feeling great separation because they long to have Krishna when he was in Vrindavan with them. Rathayatra age jabe korana nartan tahane paramatra koraye gayan. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to dance before the car during the festival, he always sang the following two lines. Seta parananata painu jahalage marana dahane jurigenu. I've gotten that Lord of my life for whom I was burning in the fire of lusty desires. E duyagane nachana dvitiya prahar Krishna loya brajajai e babantar. Lord Chaitanya used to sing this song, Seta Parananata, especially during the latter part of the day. And he would think, let me take Krishna and go back to Vrindavan. This ecstasy was always filling his heart. So Mahaprabhu sang those lines, Saita Paramanata Painu Jahalagi Marana Dahane Jurigenu. not so many persons could understand why Mahaprabhu is singing this song, because this song is sung by a woman, and it's sung expressing we are in a feeling that we are the same persons who early had loving pastimes, but now I wish to go back to those days of our youth when we were together. So it's a song of feeling of sadness. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and nobody could understand why Mahaprabhu is singing this song that they don't know what the meaning is. It's expressed of a woman about separation from the early days when she was with her lover, and no one can understand why is Mahaprabhu singing this during the Rathayatra parade with so many cars and millions of people. What is this referring to? Everyone's dancing and chanting in this festive mood, what Mahaprabhu's singing. Mahaprabhu used to sing this song, especially during the latter part of the day, and he would think, let me take Krishna and go back to Vrindavan. This ecstasy was always filling his heart. So that's Mahaprabhu's mood in Vrindavan, mood in Jagannath Puri during the Rathayatra, with the cart of Jagannath going to the temple of Gundicha, is that of Radharani wanting to take Krishna back to Vrindavan. E bhave nritya madhye pade ek shlok, se shlokar artha keho nahi bujhe lok. In that ecstasy, Mahaprabhu recited a verse when dancing in front of Lord Jagannath. Almost no one could understand the meaning of that verse. Yo komaraharasa eva ivarasta eva chaitra chapas te chonmilita malati surabha proda kadamba nila sachaivasmi tatapi tatra surata vyapara lila vido Reva rodasi vetasi taru tale cheta samutkante. That very personality who stole away my heart during my youth is now again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of malati flowers is there, and the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover, yet still my mind is not happy here. I'm eager to go back to that place on the bank of the Reva under the Vedasi tree. That is my desire. So this is also the verse that Mahaprabhu is expressing that no one can understand. Yo kumarahara saeva ivaras ta eva chaitra chapas te chonmilita malati suravaya proda karambanila Sachaivasmi tatapi tatra surata vyapara lila vido reva rodasi vedasi tarutale cheta samutkandate. So this is the verse actually. The other was a Bengali comment, but this is the verse that I'm referring to. That very personality who stole away my heart during my youth is now again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of malati flowers is there, and the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover. Yet still my mind is not happy here. I'm eager to go back to that place on the bank of the Reva under the Vedasi tree. That is my desire. So this is a verse, and it's, as I said, expressed from a feminine point of view, who's remembering. It says here, that very personality who stole away my heart during my youth is now again my master. So this is referring to that person from the feminine point of view, saying, this is the person who stole away my heart during my youth. Like first love, that kind of idea. And these are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of malati flowers is there, and the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover, yet still my mind is not happy here. I am eager to go back to that place on the bank of the Reva under the Vedasi tree. That is my desire. So the idea is, longing to go back to those original loving pastimes experienced during youth in the setting of where those pastimes took place, not somewhere else. Shlokararta jani ekale swarup daivi se batsara tan gyachena rup. So that feeling is especially the mood of Srimati Radharani. She's not satisfied meeting Krishna in Kurukshetra with so many soldiers and horses and elephants and other women, his wives and everything there. She's thinking that she wishes that she could take Krishna back to the places, to Vrindavan, to the place where they enjoyed when they were young. This verse appears to be the hankering between some ordinary boy and girl, but its actual deep meaning was known only to Swarup Damodar. By chance, one year Rupa Goswami was also present there. Prabhu Mukhe Lok Shuni Shri Rupa Gosai Se Shlokar Arta Shlok Korila Tatai. Although the meaning of the verse was known only to Swarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, after hearing it from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, immediately composed another verse that described the meaning of the original verse. So that verse is not understood by persons why Mahaprabhu is chanting that verse in Rathayatra. But Rupa Goswami one year was there and he heard that verse and he could immediately, although Swarup Damodar was really the only person that could understand what Mahaprabhu is singing about, Srila Rupa Goswami heard him say that verse and he composed a verse that explained it. Rupa Goswami. Shloka kore ek talapatre likiya apana but sarachale rakila gunjia. After composing this verse, Rupa Goswami wrote it on a palm leaf and put it on the roof of the thatched house in which he was staying. So that's the scriptures are composed on palm leaves. That's there, written on that. They didn't have paper. Shloka Raki Gila Samudra Snanakorite Hinakali Aila Prabhu Tahari Milite. After composing this verse and putting on the roof of his house, Srila Rupa Goswami went to bathe in the sea. In the meantime, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to his hut to meet him. Haridas Thakura Rupa Sanatan Jagannath Mandire Jana Tina Jan. Haridas Thakura Rupa Sanatan Jagannath Mandirena Jana Teen Jan. To avoid turmoil, three great personalities, Haridas Thakur, Srila Rupa Goswami, and Srila Sanatan Goswami, did not enter the temple of Jagannath. So they never tried to enter the temple. Haridas Thakur was born in a Muslim family. So in that time, there's the divisions, and also Haridas Thakur never considered that he would enter into the Jagannath temple. He stayed outside. Rupa and Sanatan Goswami had previously worked for the Muslim government and even had names changed from their original names to Dabir Khas and Sakir Malik. They had Muslim names. Then they left that and they all were with Mahaprabhu, but none of them tried to enter in the temple of Jagannath. To avoid turmoil, three great personalities, Haridas Thakur, Srila Rupa Goswami, and Srila Sanatan Goswami, did not enter the temple of Jagannath. Instead, they stayed at Siddha Bakul, and they little separated, still not so close, in a garden. Not too far away, but not. They never tried to go into the temple. Mahaprabhu Jagannath ere upalabhog dekiya nijagrihe jana e tinere milia. Every day Mahaprabhu used to see the upalabhog ceremony at the temple of Jagannath, and after seeing this, he used to go visit these three great personalities on his way to his own residence. So Mahaprabhu would not go too close to Jagannath deities. He would be situated near the Garuda Stamba, which is a column, and he would see the offering of bhog, the offering of food to the Lord, and then would be what you could say offering of prasadam, because after it's offered, it's prasadam. And then Mahaprabhu would, from there, he would go see Srila Haridas Thakur would live there. And when Rupa Goswami was there, or Sanatan Goswami was in Jagannath Puri, sometimes they would come from Vrindavan, etc., then they would stay with Haridas Thakur. And if 1, 2, or 3, when they were there in Jagannath Puri, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, they'd be with Haridas Thakur. Mahaprabhu would go visit them after the Upala Bhog ceremony in the morning. 18 Madhya Jabe Take Jai Jan Tariyasi Apana Mile Prabhura Niyam. If one of these 3 was not present, he would meet the others. That was his regular practice. Daibiyashe Prabhu Jabe Urdvete Chahila Chale Gonjatala Patre Se Shloka Paila. When Mahaprabhu went to the residence of Srila Rupa Goswami, he accidentally saw the palm leaf on the roof, and thus he read the verse composed by him. So Mahaprabhu went to the place of Haridas Thakur. That's where Rupa Goswami was staying. And Rupa Goswami had heard Mahaprabhu singing that verse that we described in the Rathayatra. And then he wrote a verse on a palm leaf, and then he hid it in the roof. But Mahaprabhu went to the residence of Srila Rupa Goswami. He accidentally saw the palm leaf on the roof, and thus he read the verse as composed by Srila Rupa Goswami. Shloka Pariyache Prabhu Avishtahoya Rupa Gosai Ashepare Dandavat Hoya. After reading the verse, Mahaprabhu went into an ecstatic mood. While he was in that state, Srila Rupa Goswami came and immediately fell down on the floor like a rod. So he's offering Dandavat pranams to Mahaprabhu. Uti Mahaprabhu Tare Chapadam Maria Kahite Lagila Kichu Kolete Korea. When Rupa Goswami was offering his Dandavat, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up and gave him a slap. Then taking him in his arms, he began to speak to him. So Mahaprabhu became very ecstatic, and he is very happy with Rupa Goswami. So in loving affection, he slaps him, and then he embraces Rupa Goswami. Mora shlokara apiprayana jane kon jane moramaner katatumi janile kemone. No one knows the purpose of my verse, Mahaprabhu said. How could you understand my intention? Mahaprabhu then explained why he was chanting in that mood of a woman longing for seeing her lover back in the early days of their loving affairs. And Mahaprabhu says, I never explained this verse to anyone. How could you understand my intention? Ita bolitare baho prashada korea sarup gosaire shloka dekaila loya. Saying this, Mahaprabhu bestowed various benedictions upon Rupa Goswami, and taking the verse, he later showed it to Swarup Damodar. Swarupe Puchina Prabhu Hoya Bishmite Muramanera Kata Rupa Janila Kemate. Having shown the verse to Swarup Damodar with great wonder, Mahaprabhu asked him how Rupa Goswami could understand the intentions of his mind. Swarup kohe jate janila tomaraman, tate jane hoy toma kriparabajan. Srila Swarup Damodar replied to Mahaprabhu, if Rupa Goswami can understand your mind and intentions, he must have your lordship's special benediction. So when Mahaprabhu says to Swarup Damodar understands that verse, but he says, Mahaprabhu says, how could he understand my mind and my heart? Then Swarup Damodar replies, if he understands your mind and heart, it's because you have given him your blessings. Prabhu ko hetariyami santusha hoya alingana koila sarva shakti sancharira. The Lord says, I was so pleased with Rupa Goswami that I embraced him and bestowed upon him all necessary potencies for preaching the Bhakti cult. So Mahaprabhu said, yes, when I met with Rupa Goswami, I was so happy with him that I embraced him and I gave him all my blessings, all my benedictions. So that's the result. He could understand because Mahaprabhu had blessed him. Shogyapatra hoy guda rasa bibe chane tumio kahya tare guda rasa kyane. I accept that Srila Rupa Goswami is quite fit to understand the confidential mellows, the hidden rasas of devotional service, and I recommend that you explain devotional service to him further. So I believe that Rupa Goswami is very qualified, and he's able to understand the most deep conclusions of the rasas of devotion, of Vrindavan and devotional service. And then Mahaprabhu says to Swarup Damodar, and if you will further explain to him, that will be very good. Esab kohibage vistar korinya sankepe udesha koila pratsava paina. I shall describe all these incidents elaborately later on. Now I have given only a brief reference. Priyah soyam Krishna sahachari kurukshetra militas tataham sarada tad idam ubayo sangama sukam tatapi anta kelan madura muradi panchama jushe manome kalindi pulina vipinaya spriyayati. This is a verse spoken by Srimati Radharani. This is the verse that was composed by Rupa Goswami to explain what Mahaprabhu was singing about in Rathayatra. My dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra. I'm the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but still I would like to go to the bank of the Jamuna in Vrindavan, beneath the trees of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing the fifth note within that forest of Vrindavan. So this playing beautifully his flute in Vrindavan, and I wish to be there, not meeting with him in some place with so much royal regalia and everything. I wish to be with him in that simple place of our first meetings in Vrindavan. Ishlokara Sanke Partha Shuna Bhaktagan Jagannath Deki Jaiche Prabhura Bhavan. Now, all devotees, please hear a brief description of this verse. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was thinking this way after having seen the Jagannath deity. So this is where we will begin tomorrow, with our continuation of the later pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Yes?
With reference to the fifth note of Krishna's flute playing
That I cannot describe so much, but that's just referring to Mahaprabhu's flute playing during the loving pastimes with the gopis. Okay. Now, we'll sing Hari Harai. Hari Harai Nama Krishna Jarabhaya Nama Jarabhaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Gadadhara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatan Goswami Sri Jiva Goswami Jai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jai Jai Vignana Shabishta Puran Jai Gosai Jar Mui Karana Tasamar Padarenu Mora Panchagras Pare Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Janame Janame More Abhilas Jai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Manjai Aman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koryas Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratam Mudan Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhara Joki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Chariyashtatara Sadashri Shrimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Chariyashtatara Sadashri Shrimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Premsi Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Shri Gaurabhakta Vrinda ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad ki jai. Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu ki jai. Vishvavaranya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj ki jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Madhacharya Vrinda ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai. Soquel Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan Sham Kuna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo ki jai. Sambhaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo.
Hari Bo. Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj ki jai.
Mm-hmm.